Have you ever wondered, how do they really feel about me? This is the reading for you if you're single, if you're coupled, if you're in situationship, and seeing as how we're in retrograde season, it could also be about an ex. So you're going to be very strongly drawn to 1, 2 or 3. Relax, you can freeze frame it if you need a bit more time, take a deep breath, center yourself, and when you find yourself drawn to number 1, number 2 or number 3, scooch to the timestamps in the description box and there you can find all of your answers. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Hello number 1. If you can see there's like a kind of a lump here. Hi honey. That's my cat who's gone to sleep just under the duvet. So don't be freaked out if you see that move or if you see a black and white tail sticking out. She's very happy and she's snoring, so hey. Okay, you chose number 1 and I'm really feeling it for this and I don't know why yet because I haven't looked at the cards. So we're going to get the cards out and then also you're going to have a look at the cards too. Yeah, I know. Oof, okay. Let's put this like this. Oh my gosh. There's a lot here. There is a lot here. Okay. I'm going to start off with the most powerful card that I can see here, which is the 7 of Swords. Okay. Just getting my camera right. This is very interesting. 7 of Swords. Sometimes, of course, to some people, this is a card of sneaking around. And it may be that there were some issues in your relationship to do with, I don't know, if you felt this person wasn't being quite honest with you. There's every chance with the 7 of Swords, and I need to look at the other cards first, so we'll see. But there's every chance that it's not entirely about dishonesty, but more that they're not telling you the truth. And I know that sounds like you're kind of bending facts, but it might just be that this is a kind of person that might be quite emotionally unavailable and finds it really hard to admit when they're feeling something. Also, it could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but more than anything, I'm getting a feeling of a shut door. Someone who can be emotionally unavailable. Oh my God. Okay. We've got with it the 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands is what I call my city limits card. It's needing to expand. We've got 2 rams here that are butting heads. There's something about the connection between you and this person that is pushing to expand, and fire is somewhere within it. So it could be you've got fire in your natal chart. It could be that you or they are a fire sign. But either way, it's about moving beyond something which was restricting. There was something about the relationship that kind of held you both together, but at the same time kept you both apart. And this is a person who has strong feelings about freedom. So they feel like, or maybe they felt like, they want their freedom at all costs. And sometimes that's quite difficult to manage, particularly if you're an empath or if you're anxious attachment style. This is a person that likes to be able to disappear when they want to disappear and reappear when they want to reappear. It's very interesting. We get then the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a certain sense of clarity that has been missing. I feel like with this sort of snake entwined around the sword, there's just something, when you get a snake and you've got the 7 of Swords together, there is something of a just slightly kind of unspoken, you know, the way that snakes move along the ground and the way that they go round things, and they're quite, I don't know, they're quite amazing, they're quite beautiful, but they're also really quite frightening, aren't they? The way that they can surround you without you noticing. The energy of the person that you're asking about is very, very powerful. And I feel like you may be experiencing, even if you're not talking to this person and you're not in connection with this person, you may be experiencing this person. And I know that that is a really weird thing to say, okay? I'm already there. I know it's weird, but it is what I'm getting. So this is about, almost about the 5D. It's about telepathy. It's about connecting with somebody when they're not there. There's something between you and this person, and it's probably driving you crazy. You're probably feeling mad, that has you connected with each other, whether you see each other or not. So I guess that I'm just trying to tell you at this point that you're not mad, and that's not something that you're imagining. If you're a water sign or an empath, you're going to find this aspect particularly difficult because you feel this connection. You feel it really, really strongly. You can't really entirely put it into words, but it's not entirely going to benefit by being put into words. It's something that's just there. Now, it could be as well, in the next few weeks, you're going to get dream messages. You're going to get symbols popping up on vans or just in the most mundane places. If you are, how can I put this? If you're used to that kind of thing, it's not going to bother you. If you're not, you're going to be a bit freaked out by all the symbols, by all the coincidences. It feels like, and I'm channeling now, something in the universe is, you know, like the teeth of a zip. You know how they interlock, and then woof, at the end of it, you've got quite a strong zip that puts two halves of a thing together. It feels like the universe is acting like a zip. I know, no wonder you feel like you're going crazy with this, because I feel crazy even thinking that, but I bet, absolutely, and leave me a comment, hit the like button if you do. I think that resonates with you. And you know, time isn't linear, and I can feel it resonating, just does. It's weird, but weird is what we're here for. Okay, by the way, if this does turn out to really resonate and be your story, there will be an extended reading. It's in the description box, okay? And in the extended, what we do is take all the cards from this reading and we go bonkers with the channeling and do weird stuff, get out the weird love decks and just kind of drill down even further. Oof, oof, nice. Next to the Ace of Swords, we're getting the Six of Wands. Yeehaw. We kind of want the Six of Wands. Just putting that one there so I remember. Six of Wands is winner, winner, chicken dinner, or vegan alternative. It's the victory card. It's a card that says there is a way forward. There will be a way forward. It will not, A, be very easy, I sense, or B, be particularly normal and conventional. It doesn't feel like it's going to be normal or conventional. This is not a normal or conventional connection. Then we move on, we have the Nine of Wands. So we've now got 3 Wands cards. Fire is something that is an element that's important to this relationship. Obviously, fire does also denote passion. This person feels passion about you. It's an attraction. I would like to say it's a kind of, I don't know why, but an animal attraction. No idea why. But then you don't have to have an idea why about that kind of thing. They are a person, you can see with the Nine of Wands, it's always a card of protection. They're a person who puts a lot of energy into protecting their world. And what it feels like has happened is that you have trespassed, Seven of Swords, you've trespassed upon their peace. The way that they had their world was that they were disconnected, that they were detached, that they were somehow away from intimacy with other people. They may have a history of relationships with others that are quite detached, almost disposable in some way. But I don't feel like you are that to this person. We get the Hierophant as the next card, and the Hierophant is a card of commitment, it's a card of marriage, it's a card of the conventional. In a relationship reading, it's about stepping up and taking things to the next level as recognized in society. So this person does have thoughts and feelings about commitment. Then we get the Death card. Absolutely beautiful card, I must say. Gorgeous. Death card is Scorpio. I'm not sure if you are dealing with a Scorpio. It feels more like that universal Scorpio energy that you get when something is in deep-rooted change. Scorpio is the sign for me that deals with death and taxes and all that kind of stuff, the dark side that human beings don't always want to deal with. You and this person definitely have a shadow side together, and we're going to look at that in a minute with the El Goliath Tarot. We also have the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords is about thinking about getting in touch. And I know that's really frustrating, but the Page of Swords is a card of beginning to communicate. It's the most junior card of the sword suit. And as the most junior card of the sword suit, it's not a full-fledged letter with a wax seal, do you know what I mean? It's more of an opener, a small message. This is a person that is spending, can you see here where we've got the Seven of Swords, the Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Swords are about thinking and communication, and this is a person who is thinking about communicating and then wiping it off. They're either persuading themselves it's not a good idea, which is very frustrating for you, because I think when this person does this, you feel the message whether they send it to you or not. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like, and the image that I'm getting is of invisible ink. That as somebody writes something, and it's on a page, but it's also, I know you can do it on iPhones, can't you? Where you kind of do it in invisible ink, or even on Snapchat where messages actually do disappear. And I never use Snapchat, but I've heard of the phenomenon, which makes me sound really old. But still, this is about a message that is thought but not spoken, a message that is written but not sent. This is a message in a bottle. Now, message in a bottle comes when somebody is putting something out of desperation in a bottle and sending it. But it has a bit of a random nature to it. And this is a person that at the moment, and this is irritating for you, I think, is in between two worlds, and it's a world of their imagination, but it's also a world of a fear of failure. Now, what you do is you can sense this person's movement from one world to another. And it feels, it's not your energy, so you can feel that. So when you're getting weird thoughts about this person, weird instincts about this person, it's because they're kind of communicating with you without communicating with you. That's the kind of thing that can definitely make you feel insane. Let me just move my table over. Right, let's look at the shadow side. Ooh. This is the El Goliath Tarot. This is the shadow side of your relationship with this person and how they feel, okay? Now, first thing I'm noticing, which is very, very interesting, is, let me put my glasses on for this, that the shape of that spider is the shape of the star. It's almost like this spider was on top of this wood and left an imprint. And it does feel as if that has happened. It's really, really weird. Now, the Eight of Pentacles is Sun in Virgo, the patient weaver. And then we have the star, which is, of course, connected with Aquarius. But it's also connected with spirituality and society and large groups. And also, for me, with sort of spiritual messages kind of over the internet, in a sort of what you might call, in the old-fashioned sense, cosmic messages. The star is a card of hope. This is a person in how they feel about you, that they feel hopeful. And they're putting something together. The Eight of Pentacles is a really decent card. It's a card of putting the pieces together, thinking about something, acting like a Virgo would act. It's Virgo energy. It's the energy of not saying anything until it's perfect. This is a person that has crafted messages to you like a work of, literature, and not sent them because they're not right. In the past, you might have received quite long messages from this person. So you have a shadow side of somebody that wants to work hard on something but has a great fear of failure about you. And also somebody who's not entirely open about their feelings all the time and feels like they can't do that they're not quite good enough to do that. I don't know if they would know that about themselves. It's kind of in their subconscious. And then here we get the healer guides of loss. This is a person who at some point in their life has had a loss that is significant enough that it's made them afraid. They have divine masculine energy. And it's interesting because this death card here, it's got kind of the stag horns on it. And it's like the ghost of masculine energy. They're a person that in many aspects of their life can get things done. And will get things done. And can be quite powerful and direct. But when it comes to you and when it comes to love life, they're all up in their head. All up in their head. I'm very afraid of exposing things, really. Particularly, I would say their heart and soul. I'm just going to take a couple of love oracle cards here. Yeah. We've got delays, late, date changes, off plan. This is a person that may have been difficult to pin down when you knew them or when you were dating them or at the moment if you're seeing them now. Also, we are in retrograde season. It's like, over the next sort of 3 months, we've got all sorts in retrograde. We've got Mercury in retrograde, Venus in retrograde. We've got Jupiter in retrograde, Saturn in retrograde, all sorts. It's all over the place. So expect... I think this actually works in your favour because there's something about the delays and things going back and forth that actually make it easier for you to communicate with this person in the end. I don't know why. There may just be some accidental meeting or accidental something. So I think delays go in your favour. Then you get the risk card. Jump, take action, be in it to win it. This is something your person is working towards, but they're trying to work towards it like they are having the job of a health and safety officer. They want to take a leap of faith with you. but they also want to have a harness or a parachute so that if it all goes wrong, they're not going to get hurt. This is a person that fears getting hurt massively. And they feel like you have the power to do that. And then we get perspective. Look from a different angle. Change and being open-minded. This person needs to get into a different cycle of thinking. And until they do, I'm not sure, it depends. If you are trying to message this person, if you are trying to get sense out of this person, they're better left alone to make sense of themselves. Eventually, they get pen to paper. It won't be pen to paper, probably it will be finger to phone. But in the channeling that I've got, they actually manage to get something down on paper. Now, if you want to help this process along, you yourself can manifest this happening by imagining, and it doesn't matter how you imagine it. Like in my head, this person is writing with a fountain pen, it's blue ink. You know, maybe this person doesn't write, I mean, who writes by hand much anymore? Nobody, you know, even less uses a fountain pen, but that gets the manifestation going for me. So however you can imagine it, imagine this person writing to you and sending it. See them fold the envelope. If you want, you can throw in a wax seal. I love a wax seal. See them do that. See them put it in the post box. See them put it through your door. If you imagine it on a phone, see them pressing send. Imagine the whoosh noise as it goes. Ping as you receive it. Okay? Manifesting in the 5D will get you a long way with this, and much, much further than challenging this person or trying for direct contact yourself. Your love oracle cards are inner peace, which says you are enough. If anything about this is making you feel less than, your person sees you as a whole person. They see you sometimes as superior to them, actually. So it's very important that you also get into the mindset that you are worth having, that you are worth sending for, that you are worth pen to paper. And then very interestingly, we get the distorted feminine. The distorted feminine is a card that you get when you're not in your feminine, you're not in your divine feminine. So you may be in the masculine and that you're chasing. You may be in the masculine in that you're pushing, or that you're looking to the external. The divine feminine goes within, like the high priestess. Now, if you want to do those manifesting exercises, that is very much in your feminine. Magic is very much in the feminine. You don't need to be making plans, strategizing, or trying to talk to this person if they're not yet talking to you. This is a person who has been very wrapped up in themselves in your experience, even to the point where you might call them selfish or self-centered. They are a person undergoing an awakening with that death card. They also haven't always told you the truth with the Seven of Swords. Now, I'm going to have a deeper look in the extended reading, but I don't feel like they're telling you a right whopper, you know, that it's a bunch of lies. I feel like they don't always let their feelings come out of their mouth, which is incredibly frustrating. I do understand how that could be incredibly frustrating. But it's not because they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes. I just don't think they can. This person needs to have it perfect before they send it. They are that kind of person, and they find this enormously difficult. The more you get into your feminine, the quicker they will rise up into their masculine, divine masculine energy and get that, I'm going to say, get that letter sent. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, they're not probably going to write you an actual letter, but do you know they might, because I got the message in a bottle. I'm getting very old-fashioned imagery around this person. So number one, I can see how you would be frustrated. Also, use those manifesting techniques. They're going to really, really work for you in a way that communicating directly won't. Remember, you've got the Six of Wands as well, which is a victory card. It's about almost breaking down this person's defenses without breaking down this person's defenses. You're melting them with your feminine energy. Woof. Number one, I'm going to go do your extended reading. We're going to look further. We're going to channel messages from your person, look at some times and dates, more at the shadow side, what's standing in your way and what you can do about it as well, the best way forward. So that link will be in the description box. Leave me a comment, let me know about your situation. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Hello, number two. Okay, let's have a look at your cards. So I haven't seen these cards. I kind of choose them blind. I can't see what they are. So it's just as much a surprise to me as it's going to be to you. Now, number two, you might have been tempted. You might have not been able to choose very easily, because as I'm looking at your number two, which is my little cutout bit of paper that I made about 5 years ago, I'm getting number two, number one, number three, like that, as if you couldn't decide. Okay, so we're just going to note that. It's worth just, parking that somewhere. What do we need to know for you? Let's take off one card. Oh, nice. So we're starting off with Justice. Justice, of course, is the Libra card, but most importantly, Justice it's about Venus, but it's also about harmony, it's about karma, it's about things starting to go your way. Now, I don't know why they weren't going your way in the first place, okay? Because this is a how do they feel about you reading. So there's something that wasn't in tune, there's something that wasn't in balance between the two of you, and looks like there's going to be some, yes, oh my god, are you going to have one of those kinds of readings? Okay, let me just nip that across there. Wheel of Fortune to go with it. Two major arcanas, and I'm loving the way these two speak to each other. Tell you what, actually, let me just let you look at the cards as well. What am I doing? Try not to just point the camera to an old pair of knickers on the floor, which is what I normally do. Right, there we go. So we've got so far Justice and we've got the Wheel of Fortune. The way that these two speak to each other is that the Wheel of Fortune is a destiny card, which is a beautiful thing, of course. It's change. It's not always change for the better. Sometimes it's just change for the fact that things are going to change. It's like you're not going to stay this way. You're not going to stay stuck. Things are going to start moving. Things are going to be different. So Wheel of Fortune talking to Justice is talking to Karma. Karma's talking to Justice. I'm liking the way this is going. You may have previously been, I'm not liking the way that sun is up there, you may have previously been a bit stuck in a kind of a rut. Okay, let me just adjust that. We've done it. Okay, you may have been stuck in a bit of a rut and it feels like you didn't really know how to get out of it. What I'm getting channeled here is like a wagon stuck in the mud where the wheels are just spinning but you're not going anywhere. So this is a movement of some kind in terms of how this person feels about you, what your relationship is like with this person, what the situation is like with this person. I'm inclined to think that you are in a bit of a situationship with this person. So you don't really know what to call it. It's in between something. You're in between times. And maybe you always felt that you didn't really know what to call it, and you always felt like you were kind of in between times. But this is a push in the right direction. And I like the energy of what that's giving us. I like it a lot. Oh my God, it is. I'm declaring spiritual big jobs. High Priestess is your next card. Glorious as well. What a gorgeous card. So we now have Justice, Wheel of Fortune, and the High Priestess. Cripes. The energy is big. The forces are strong in this one. There's a huge connection between you and this person, but the connection is major arcana connection, which means there could be high drama when there's high drama. And there's the potential for a lot of very deep-seated feelings. It's a serious business between you and this person. Whatever is going on the surface, you know, you get this much major arcana, it's a serious business. The High Priestess is about your intuition, and it's about you as a person. I feel like this is how they see you, but I feel like this is how the universe sees you. Some of you have been training yourself somehow. You might have been doing a lot of tarot, you might have been learning some manifestation techniques, or you've been doing some love spells or some magic. The High Priestess, of course, has knowledge of all this kind of esoteric stuff. And you've been gaining in knowledge, and this is actually really helping you. Leave me a comment and let me know if you have. I really want to know, have you been beefing up your esoteric skills? Because you are the one that kind of already contains the knowledge. And there's, you know, the High Priestess and Justice are both divine feminine cards. You have a lot of divine feminine skills in your toolbox. Don't ever forget that. Okay. Now, this is all major stuff. Major movement, major events, major things happening over the next, I would say, 6 months. The rest of this year, which might be 5 months, August, September, October, November, for the next 5 months, between now and the end of the year. Be very aware that we have 2 eclipses in October and a lorry load of retrogrades as well. So the energy is weird, but for you, I think it really helps. If this person is an ex, it really helps that too. Because we've got all of this retrograde energy and you are able to slip into a review almost of this relationship. And the person that you're talking about is also reviewing things. If this turns out, by the way, to resonate a lot for you, there will be an extended reading. And that link will be the first one in the description box. It's you'll see it. It'll be in the description box. And in that, we take all the cards that come out for this reading, and then we go and channel like mad and get all the weird love decks out and have a good time and a cup of tea. So see how it goes. See how this resonates with you. Now look, we've got the Page of Pentacles here. Page of Pentacles is like, whoa, Nelly, cool your jets, the pair of you. Because this is big energy. So over the next 5 months, there's going to be big events happening with this person. But also, the Page of Pentacles is saying there needs to be some kind of keeping it real, keeping it calm. When things move between you and this person, they're going to move in blocks. So they're going to move like quickly, and then they're going to slow a little bit. Then they're going to move quickly. Then they're going to slow a little bit. It's good because it's almost like a marathon, and you need to have that little bit of time where you just take a deep breath. It's kind of somehow hard work, this connection. There's a lot going on for both you and this person. They're trying to work out where you're at. They don't really quite understand you. You're the High Priestess to them. Nobody understands the High Priestess. You go to the Oracle at Delphi, there's some like vapors wafting about. She starts speaking in tongues and people are kind of like, I think I know what she said. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes your person doesn't understand you. And you're like, that's fair enough. Sometimes no one understands me. That's okay. You have a very unique perspective. You have a unique talent as well. You may be very good at healing, magic, clairvoyance, all of that jazz. And I like it. Oh my God, you're going to like this. So you get the Two of Cups. I love the blossom on this card for some reason. It's so romantic and gorgeous. Now, blossom comes out in the UK anyway, about April and May time. You may have met this person around April or May of this year. It was also the time that we had the other eclipses, so that might be significant. This is Venus in Cancer. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Venus in Cancer is, you know, it's squishy, lovely, hug it out, sweet, exchange of cups, gorgeous, romantic energy. I feel like the person that you're dealing with is very much in love with you, actually, with this card. But I also feel like it's been slow. Maybe you're in separation from this person and that's how they're realizing it. It's feeling to me like a slow release vitamin tablet. You know when you have a slow release and it stays in your system? I think you stay in this person's system. And maybe, I don't know how that makes them feel. I'm getting a little bit twitchy, makes them feel a little bit twitchy, but very intrigued. This person is intrigued by you. There's something I'm intrigued by you. Sorry, I'm intrigued by you. There's something mysterious about you going on. And just as an aside to this, because I know this is how do they feel about you reading. If you were thinking of setting up your own spiritual business or doing anything like that, you know, joining a development group, any of that stuff, learning tarot, whatever, yes. I'm giving you a big old yes to that. Whoa! Now we're talking. Here comes the drama. Three of Swords. Two of Cups with the Three of Swords. What I'm getting here is, this should be so easy. Why is it so hard? I think both of you have felt that at times. It should be so easy. Why is it so hard? When it's good, and when it's bad, it's a bit horrid. The Three of Swords is a really tricky card. When you get the Three of Swords, it's like triangulation. It's a feeling that there are old wounds. You trigger this person's old wounds, which is why they find you quite fascinating anyway, and also why you're drawn to them. People who trigger our old wounds are fascinating to our psyche and our soul. Usually because there is a lesson that we need to learn, that we have maybe tried to learn and failed to learn for many times in our life, maybe even previous lives, who knows. And then there is this person who you just have this attachment with. It's a soul cycle relationship, and you bring out the best and the worst in each other. You and this person are like a mirror to each other, like a mirror to your soul. You're a mirror to their soul. You're holding up a mirror. And some of it's ugly, as it is with all of us. It can get ugly with this person, I think, quite easily, but it can also be amazing. Oh, gorgeous. The pet wolf. So we've got the Ten of Pentacles. This is great. Ten of Pentacles is what I call the meat and potatoes card. It's moving in with somebody. It's going to the next level in a relationship. It's sharing a property, a key, a checkbook. You know, who uses a checkbook? How old am I? You know what I mean. It's real life knitting together, being together, handling money, being a family, whether that's the two of you and your pets, your fur babies, or whether that's children or whatever. It's about building something real on planet Earth. I like that we have some pentacles here in the Page of Pentacles and in the Ten of Pentacles, because you need some pentacles to bring this back down to earth. There's a lot of soul mirroring, and that's it's quite ethereal, and it feels quite weird. And I think it shows up for you in coincidences with this person. The way you met might be quite unusual or coincidental. Let me know in the comments section, because I'm fascinated and dying to know now. How did you meet? How did you meet this person? Let me know in the comments section. Okay, shall we look at the shadow side, seeing as we're holding up a mirror and all that? Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. This is a very special reading, number 2. My windows are rattling. I'm not surprised. Rockets might take off. Anything could happen. Your shadow cards are staggering. Right. Your shadow cards, the El-Goliath Tarot. Let's just get a bit of focus on those. You've only gone and got the sun and the moon. That's fabulous. Honestly, that's fabulous. So, of course, we've got we've got masculine and feminine. So, the sun is outgoing. It's masculine energy. It's radiant light. And the moon is feminine energy, which is the high priestess type energy. It's lunar energy, and it's borrowed light. And it's all about the shadow. Oof, I'm getting excited now. Okay. Sun and the moon together for me is eclipse. You better watch out for that eclipse in October. It is not far away. The silver shadow reflector is what's written on this card. I love that. The beams of life. This is the El-Goliath Tarot, by the way, an utterly gorgeous shadow tarot deck made by a Scorpio. I was going to say Scorpion. Scorpio called El-Goliath. You better watch out for things really taking off around the time of the eclipse. 14th of October and the 28th of October. And I can't remember what signs they're in, but look them up. Put them in your diary. Put them in your diary. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what signs they're in now. Libra is the 14th and Taurus, oof, nice. Okay, is the 28th. Major developments around that time. And I like it. These are the shadow cards, but almost with your relationship, your whole relationship is about mirrors and shadow and light. You may be very interested in photography, you or this other person. Or there may be black and white photos of you or something to do with black and white photos. Let me know again in the comment section, because frankly, I'm channeling and I don't know what I'm on about. It's great. Oh yes, you get business. Now, there may be a business connection between the two of you, or they may be able to advise you very much on your business, or your experience with them advises you. Now, do you remember I said on a side issue with the High Priestess that any kind of business to do with, and I'll extend it out a bit actually because it's Venus retrograde at the moment, of course, until the 3rd of September. We have Venus businesses, so anything to do with aesthetics, beauty, home design, but also love. So I'm going to kind of group that all in together with esoteric. You could be like a love advisor, tarot love advisor, who also pimps your home. I mean, oh my God. But seriously, there could be some connection that you cannot work out at all between you and this person, or your experience with this person, and what you're going to be doing for a living, or what you do already right now. Woof! Your love oracle cards, you get compromise. finding the middle ground, peaceful resolution. Oh yes, we do. You get the moon cycle, full moon, new moon, intuition. So, as well as following the eclipses, you need to get a moon diary, Google it, moon app, whatever. If you're looking for a moon diary, I always give these guys a shout out. I'm not financially connected to them, but I love them. I love what they're doing. Is it upside down? astrocal.co.uk. They also ship to America. Moon diary. I love it because it's beautiful and it gives you decent astrological information, and it's just two women running the company that I really like. But anyhow, you can get, if you can't get one of those, just go online and get something off Google. Full moon, new moon, and intuition. So make sure you're doing any practices as the high priestess at the right time. So of course, sowing the seeds around the time of the new moon, and then seeing what comes to fruition and releasing around the time of the full moon. Usual stuff, but look it up. It's going to be very important. Moon cycle is very, very important. Solar cycle is very important as well. Oof, I love it. And also we get winter, of course we do. I told you 5 months. January, February, December. Right. So, 5 months. I get my maths face on as soon as I try and do the counting. It's about 5 months until December, January time. New Year might be important as well. No idea why. We don't always get to know why. Okay? But I'm just saying the holiday season between December the 24th and New Year, important development for you and this person as well. It seems far away, but believe me, it really isn't. Oh, look at the state of this. Okay, your love oracle cards. The streak of sunshine's rather good, isn't it? Reparenting yourself. So you and this person holding a mirror to each other, and it has something with the Three of Swords to do with how you were parented, what went on with those parents. Somehow you gift each other the gift of reparenting yourself, almost through mirroring each other, and I don't understand that. But I do really, really like it. I'm getting channeled, this relationship has the power to break rocks. I know, that's crazy as well. There could be some weird geological connection. Let me know in the comments section. I'm fully admitting that your relationship is kind of beyond description in some ways, but I like this. I've got a lot of time for it. Yes, you're going to have some bumps in the road, and I'm going to look at those in the extended reading. I'm also going to look at this from your person's perspective, channel messages from your person, open up the Two of Cups and the Three of Swords together, and that major arcana. But I'm very excited by your reading, number 2. I hope you're excited. You should be. I'm going to go do the extended. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Drop your star sign as well. Let me know your situation. Let me know what weird bits resonated, because I find it fascinating. And I will see you on the other side. Namaste. Hello, number 3. Okay. So, as with the other 2, I haven't looked at these cards yet, so I don't know what they are. Let's begin with the beginning. I'm just going to start with the one that's on the top. Woof! That's a nice card. So we start you with the Chariot. Okay, Cancerian energy. So I might be dealing with a lot of Cancerians here, or you might be dealing with some Cancerians. More importantly for me is that we have these 2 horses. They're both very headstrong. They're yin and yang. They're like masculine and feminine, all of the polar opposites that you get. And yet they're together pulling the chariot. There is something, let me just check my tea. There's something about you, it could go in one of two ways. And I would say, I'm going to pull one more card actually. Oof! Right, let's have a look. I'm going to show you the cards. Very interesting. We get the Chariot with the Eight of Cups. Now this is interesting because the Eight of Cups, Chariot is Cancer, and the Eight of Cups is Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is in Pisces at the moment and it is currently retrograde. You and this person either probably have been already, but will be in a process of reviewing this connection that you have with each other. Eight of Cups can also lead you, can you see like the eclipse in the background here? The Eight of Cups can also lead you to when is the next eclipse. So it's October the 14th and October the 28th. I think the first one is in Libra on the 14th and the second one is in Taurus on the 28th. Eight of Cups is a card where somebody is seen walking away from these cups. Some of the cups are still upright. It's symbolic. It's somebody or something that you loved. But you have to distance yourself in some way, maybe from some aspect of their behaviour, maybe from the whole thing for a while. Maybe you walked away from this person, maybe they walked away. The Eight of Cups says there is some kind of walking away that's happened. Do I stay? Do I go? Is it hot? Is it cold? It feels like there's some hot and cold energy here. And then we get the Three of Cups. So you might have been enjoying some time with your friends. You might have been kind of trying to distract yourself. But it feels like whatever you do and wherever you go, this person can't stop thinking about you. You can't stop thinking about them. This Chariot is also their mind. Two different directions, to stay and to go, all at the same time. And it might also have been that when you were together or when you were connected with this person in whatever way, that it was like that. It was backwards and forwards. Yes. From the Three of Cups, we have the Seven of Cups. There is something here, number three, about fantasy in this relationship. Fantasy thinking, it can be future talking, promises made, things being very up in the air. I definitely get water. I mean, it's all water, all of these cards, all cups cards, apart from the Chariot, which is a water sign anyway. So water is very important. Your moon, your Venus, your rising, their moon, their Venus, their rising. There is a very distinct water connection between you and this person. But there's a need to clear the fantasy space. This is a person, I'm just going to take the other card. Oh my God, I don't believe this. You also get, I want to take both of them now. Oh God, oh my God. Okay. You get such a lot of cup cards in a very well shuffled deck. We then get the Ten of Cups. Woof. Mars in Pisces. You've got Saturn in Pisces, which is the difficult one, because Saturn is like the granddaddy. It's rules and regulations, and is this good for me, and you know, eating a high fiber diet and all that kind of stuff. All the stuff that you should do, you ought to do, you don't really want to do. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to walk away from somebody. It wasn't easy to walk away from you, is something that I'm getting. I don't know where that's coming from. Also, you may meet up with the person that you're thinking about here for a drink, for a coffee, for a friendship thing, for an initial kind of, you may even have friends in common or have some kind of connection. The next meeting that you have with them will be in a friendly way, but don't get carried away at any point. What's very important with this person, because I feel like they can talk a good talk and I feel like they believe what they're saying, but you need to be very careful and play your cards right, number three. If you want this person in the right way, you're the one who's going to have to almost steer it. And at times, when this person is pushing it too far or not pushing it far enough, you're going to have to be that Eight of Cups person who says, I don't think we should see each other for a while, or distancing from them, because what this will do is actually make it stronger. It's like pruning a plant. I know, you're like, what? I know, I don't do any gardening either, but it is like pruning a plant. This Ten of Cups is a happy ever after card. It's like we made it. Here we are at the zenith, at the peak of the Cups cards. How wonderful this is for the both of us. We made it, but how to get there, this is very important. Feelings aren't going to be enough with this person. They have the feels for you. You have the feels for them. It's a very water sign feeling, romantic almost connection. But it's your job with the Seven of Cups coming up to make sure that that romance becomes something tangible and real in the 3D. We get the Seven of Wands. Somebody might fight for you here. It's Mars in Leo. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Somebody might fight for the relationship. There might have been already times where you had to defend it. Somebody may stand up here because they want you back in some way. You need to put this to the test. You need to do what I call biting the coin. Is it counterfeit? Is it fake? Does it feel right? Is it heavy enough? In the 3D. If this really resonates with you, by the way, there will be an extended reading. There is for each of the 1, 2 and 3. You will find it in the description box at the end if it takes your fancy. In the extended reading, we take all the cards that will come up for this reading and we channel and we do all the weird stuff and get all my weird love decks out, get a couple more tarot decks out, and we have a big old weird dig into things. Speaking of which, you got the King of Swords. I might be speaking to some Cancerians here only because, and give me a hello in the comments, drop me a little crab in the comments, because when I do readings for Cancerians, which is my highest viewers, the King of Swords won't leave them alone. It's just something or someone that just turns up all the time. And we've got the Chariot here. So I think even if you're not a Cancerian, you're an empath. And you're an empath dealing with a logician. Not a magician, a logician who's logical and clean about things and to the point, but quite without emotion sometimes, finding it very hard to articulate their feelings. They have enormous flights of fantasy about you, this person. They think about you, they dream about you, they fancy you. It's that kind of, it's like a maelstrom or a swirl of feelings and thoughts, but you would never know that to look at them. Somber, protected, defended, and armoured. That's their feelings about life. Their feelings about you may be quite squishy and water-based and romantic, but their feelings about life, somber, protected, defended. This is a person that may have experienced difficulty in relationships before. And then to go with this King of Swords, God, all my cards are wonky, whatever I do. We have the delightful Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, again, associated with Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but also associated with the people who can scry. Clairvoyants, empaths, people who can see all this. You can see the future. You've got a way of divining. It could be tarot, it could be anything. But this is the relationship. Somebody who is logical and practical in lots of ways, very much up in their head, very, very defended, with divine feminine energy, which is, I'm not going to say illogical, just not so much interested in the logic, but interested in the feeling and interested in the intuition. The way this person sees you is as the Queen of Cups. Somebody who moves in the waters that they don't move in. They prefer to stay on dry land. So you could, of course, be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's have a look at the shadow cards for this. How do they feel about you? Yes. This is the El Goliath Tarot. And it's a shadow deck, which is why I'm using it for the shadow cards. It's so beautiful, isn't it? The shadow self. Literally, when I'm looking at shadow cards, we get the shadow self with the Three of Wands, which I quite like, actually. The shadow is that there's an awful lot of potential between you and this person. This is a Wands card. It's passionate. It's triangular. It's a good sort of prism of energy. Okay. This is the creative bone prism. Wowzers. But here is your person. There is a big shadow side with this person. We've got the light and the shade with the horses as well in the chariot. This is a person who hides a lot of parts of themselves and who may be afraid of certain parts of themselves and afraid to be soft, afraid to be discovered. I would say I see you here more as the light queen, you know, someone who is shining a light into the darkness of the woods for this person. It's a very, very interesting energy. And I'm going to, just for you, number 3, because this was in the extended of number 2, I'm just going to take one of these cards into the Lonely Woods, which I call Out of the Lonely Woods, just to get a little bit more of a take on this person and the shadow side of this relationship. Oh, that's nice, actually. Okay. So we get the truth comes softly. With all the readings 1, 2 and 3, I have got that it's not quick. We are in retrograde season. Loads of planets are in retrograde. Many of the outer planets are in retrograde. We got Venus in retrograde till the 3rd of September. We've got Mercury in retrograde on the 23rd of August. Honestly, we've got Saturn in retrograde. I think Uranus is about to go retrograde. We've got Jupiter, I think, also going retrograde or gone retrograde. Many, many planets in retrograde. So that means don't do anything quick. You've got time here, number 3, to piece together who the person is that you're dealing with. I feel like they keep themselves deliberately a mystery to you, which may be very frustrating for you. But at the same time, it can't be hurried. And I don't feel they can be broken down by questioning. As the Queen of Cups, you do shine a light and you are like a lighthouse to this person. Remember how much water, if we look at the top, how much water we've got slopping around here. You know, it's all water at the top. So think of the sea and think of a lighthouse to stop someone crashing onto the rocks. This is a person that sees you as their mermaid in a way. And this may have, please let me know in the comments section. I think that really resonates with somebody. Just looking at the Soul Seeker cards. Okay, so first card that we get for the Soul Seeker, just a second, I'll remove me so you can see them better. We get romance, fairy tale love, show off, wine and dine. So somebody has it, this person has it in their mind that they could be a bit flash, that they could do this, they could do that. There's a lot of this in their 7 of Cups. They dream about it a lot, but they don't actually put it into action yet. So when you speak to this person next, when there is connection next with this person, I think it's really, really important for you to access a point of reality with them and notice what they're doing, not what they're saying, what their actions are telling you, okay? You get birds, robins, crow and magpies. So these are signs for you. It could be spirit animals, or it could be signs just spotting them out and about with this person. And we get peace, harmony, inner zen, and the peaceful mind. I like this. I think as the Queen of Cups, you already have this. And I think this person very much admires you for what you can bring to the table in terms of being able to calm their spirit in some ways and being very much able to soften off their edges. This is a person that is edgy. They are definitely edgy. They're edgy about lots of things. Yes. The two love oracle cards I get are forgiveness and luminosity. The luminosity, that's so interesting that came up, because the luminosity is about literally what we were talking about, being the lighthouse, being the light, being the reason, but not in a rational reason, mathematical kind of a way, more in the softness and the femininity that you bring, and it will pay off for you as well, even not to do with this person, to make sure you're shining your light in all the ways that you can. So whatever you like to do, go and do that. If it's dancing, if it's singing, painting, any of the kind of Venus-led things which are in divine feminine energy, or even just reading or being near water could have a profound effect on this relationship. If you want to reconnect with this person, if you're in separation, just going alone to somewhere near water is going to help. If you stare into a body of water, you're going to see some answers. You're going to, more importantly, feel some answers. I love this luminosity card for you. And then we get forgiveness. Oh, the F-bomb. I forgive myself and I am forgiven. So, lots of you know about this already, but the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is a Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. Go onto YouTube, stick it in the search engine. There's loads of guided meditations for it. It's very important for you because your shadow side is involved in this as well. Not as much at all to an extent that their shadow side is, but anyone who's bringing the light leaves a shadow. I mean, that's just the way it is. There is something here that you need to ask the universe for forgiveness. But what happens when you do the Ho'oponopono prayer is that the forgiveness is for you and those around you, and it improves your relationship with yourself, but also other people's relationship with you. Now, we don't get any cards for your person that are sly, or, you know, saying that there's a third party, or that they're not telling the truth, or any of those things. In fact, if we look here at the King of Swords, the King of Swords is a seeker of truth and a teller of truth. And that is a good thing. It's just that they never soften the edges of the truth off a bit. So they can be very brutally logical. And I feel like as the empath and the divine feminine energy, that's not your job and it's not your bag. So don't try and fit in with the mood of this relationship if it's going down a road of very tangible, logical things. Stay luminous, light your own lighthouse, be your own lighthouse. It's enough. You are enough. And actually this person and the way they feel about you with that 10 of Cups at the top, they know you are enough, and that's what frightens them. It's quite complex, number 3, your dilemma, if I can call it a dilemma, or your situation. It's definitely complex with this person. They are also with that Chariot at the top, somebody who changes at times. You know, they change the way they feel, they change their mind, they change their attitude, they change the way that they show up and the way that they communicate. You need to work out what your non-negotiables are, because it's actually you, whether they've left you, with you, whatever, it's actually you that needs to work that out. You have a lot more power in Divine Feminine than you think you have, number 3. So you just need to stay on your own side of the street, stay luminous, keep up with your beautiful feminine hobbies, or any hobbies actually, stuff it, anything you like doing. You get on and do it. Roll your sleeves up, get dirty, doesn't matter. But being yourself is Divine Feminine. You're not trying, you're not moving out of yourself, you're not chasing. You're just literally worshipping yourself, which is what you are doing as Divine Feminine. And then you turn into the light that others can find and follow. I can also tell you that I'm channeling that your person fears competition, and fears that if they leave it too long or if they don't move quick enough, they do sense others around you. Now, you may not sense others around you, and there may not be any others around you, but to be honest, it's not hurting your situation that this person you're asking about feels like there are others around you and feels a sense of competition, okay? I'm not saying to fib and to make people up at all. I'm just saying you don't even need to, because this person sees them when they're not even there. So, work out your non-negotiables, and if there does come a point where this person is not behaving in the way that you feel is taking it forward, you distance yourself with that 8 of Cups. And this in itself will bring them up short. They're almost looking to you for leadership, but it's feminine energy leadership rather than masculine energy leadership. Number 3, this is very, very interesting. I'm going to go and do the extended reading. We're going to look at the 8 of Cups, we're going to look at the 10 of Cups and the King of Swords. We're going to channel messages from your person, channel information about times and dates and astrology as well, and look at cards of furthermore of how they feel about you. That link's in the description box. Do hit the like button if it resonated, and I will see you on the other side. Namaste.